Alright, it's 5:30 in the morning. I've been up for 2 hours. Three hours. Anyway, I got the metal off. I'm just waiting for more daylight. I should say some daylight, not more daylight. Anyways. And hopefully the rain doesn't get too carried away today. I was supposed to work today, but I got to work and they're like, oh, you worked yesterday, so we didn't need you to work today. I'm like, oh, well, thanks for letting me know. Anyways, so, yeah, I've been up since 2:30-ish. I got up at 2:30. Went back to bed for 15 minutes, so technically I've been up since 2:45. The cats are up. Anyway, worked at Kaplinger for a little bit. Did a couple things there because it started to rain, but then it stopped. And I was like, all right, I'm going to head over to the land and work on the guinea coop because we're going to get some new adult guineas tomorrow. So we're going to give or sell 2 of my guineas to my brother. Since they're teenagers, they won't pick on his chickens as much as the adult guineas will. So we'll put the adult guineas in here, and then we'll put the teenage guineas in this old duck coop in here for a few days to get them used to one another. We'll still have to water them because I don't have my automatic waterer done yet. But the automatic feeder's working just great. There's seeds everywhere. So the guineas will be happy. Excuse me, I'm a little congested. So I'll probably set the timer to go off a little bit more now. Battery's still good. How do I? Here we go. Alright, so timer 1 is set for 3 p.m. for 5 seconds. Oops. I'm going to set it for 10 seconds now. Timer 2 is set for 4 p.m. Ten seconds. Timer 3 set for 4 p.m. 10 seconds. Timer 4 set for 5 p.m. Let's see if we can go up to 20 seconds. We're going to do 10 for now. That'll give them plenty of food. And what I'll do is basically set this for sunset. The this winter, that's what time sunset will be. So come spring, I'll I'll change this. 3, 4, 4, 5. Oh, I gotta fix that. So 3, 4. This needs to be 5. And this needs to be 6. There we go. Oh, Laura just woke up. I'm getting up now, she says. And now it's raining. But anyways, I was waiting for her for help, and I was also waiting for daylight. But I got a light on my tool, so I don't necessarily need daylight. I just need help holding up the stuff, so I can not worry about it. So Laura's gonna buy some worms, some dehydrated worms. We're gonna put in here. And then I'll top it off with what's in here. So eventually I'm gonna take this out, but we're gonna put I'm gonna clip the teenagers' wings again. Put them in here for now. And then put some water in there for them. And then tomorrow, if not today, depends on if it's raining or not. We might reschedule for today since I'm off today. Go get the adult guineas today or tomorrow morning, whenever. And yeah. So then we'll just keep the teenagers in this coop for a little while until the two groups of guineas get used to each other, and then we'll turn them loose, because they say that flocks won't accept each other, so I'm not sure. They also say guineas will pick on chickens, which I haven't really experienced that, but my chickens were older than my guineas. So that's probably why. Guineas are tougher than chickens when they get older, but when they're younger, they're weaker. It's kind of weird. So, anyhow, or at least it seems that way to me. I could be wrong. So we'll get this coop ready today. I got the plastic up on 2 sides. Just got to get the plastic up on this side. I might go ahead and just top that off with that. And then when we get the worms, we'll add it to it when there's room to add the worms. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this up on the wall in the back. Probably go ahead and take that nest box off, so I have room to put this up. And then I'll probably get a couple more of these before I put the nest box up. However, guineas like to roost the nest up high. So what I might go ahead and do, actually I could probably leave the nest box there and start putting this up there, up high, and then start building my nest boxes for the guineas. This one here is not a bad nest box, but it's actually just a corner shelf thingy that I turned into a nest box. So So if you look at it that way, you can see that's the bottom, and that's the top, and those are the shells. So anyway, yeah. Made a perfect nest box. It's still a little too low, so the feed's still spraying into the box. But it's also probably ricocheting off of this and splattering into the box. I want to try to keep the feed from spraying in the box, because otherwise the animals are going to be digging in here and cracking their eggs and stuff. So, potentially. So I might have to dig this out a little bit and lower this down. Now, I've been using this automatic deer feeder for an automatic chicken feeder. But now the people that I buy my cameras from, and no, this is a different brand. My trail cams from, they now have a farm version. Oh, they call it ranch. A ranch version of this for chickens. So you can keep it outside. And it's got a cage around the spinner thingy so that coons and stuff can't get to it, which is cool. And it'll just spread the feed just like it would for deer. And then the chickens can, you know, scratch for it or whatnot. So, yeah. Anyways, this one's great for in the coop. And this is a lot cheaper too. The farm one is metal and a pain in the butt to put together, because I got 2 auger feeders and it was a pain in the butt to put together. But anyway, this one here is less than $100, where the other one's like $500-$600. So if you want it inside your coop, this is probably a better one to get. At Walmart, I got this at Walmart for like $90. So, and I only got 1 leg extension on there. Like I said, I could probably dig out the ground a little bit and make it a little bit lower. But I want it to spread as far and wide as possible, because the problem I had before when I had it over here in this little corner is all the chickens would rush to this corner, and then the big chickens would trample the little chickens and guineas. So I lost a lot of birds that way. So you don't want to have it focused in a corner, because they'll all rush to that corner and trample each other. So you want a good even spread, like a shotgun, a good spread. So this is what I came up with. Originally I had the small one hanging up there, but David Ray thought that was too high and too much trouble and too much work, because he's afraid of work, so, or allergic to work, one of the two. So I hung it here on this hook, and that was a problem, because like I said, chickens and guineas were trampling each other and killing each other. So then I went and bought this, because David Ray wouldn't refill the little one. I'd come home and it was empty every week. So I bought this big one so I wouldn't have to refill it as often, and it would go ahead and keep them, you know, fed. So, and like I said, I just program it for in the evening before it was time to put the birds up. And they all come home to roost in the chicken coop, or chicken guinea coop. It was a chicken guinea duck coop for a little while. But if you go back and look at my original videos, you'll see my chickens, guineas, and Muscovy ducks. And Hermione, she was a mallard that someone abandoned here. we were duck sitting her, and then the girl never came back and got her, so she ended up being ours. And this coop here, this little coop, was Hermione's duck coop. But anyway, so I'm still trying to get use out of it, although it's falling apart. That's also why it's inside, because it started falling apart outside. So I'm prolonging its life, but it doesn't have much longer to live. But I'm gonna build a cage. I'm gonna move this roost to that side of the coop and build a cage on this side of the coop for the newcomers and the baby birds and whatnot. But right now I'm just gonna leave it like this. This one here will be for the newcomers and the baby birds. And once I get the nest boxes up, and this drains down, and we're letting the birds out, then I'm going to move this. I'm going to move that out. Move this over. Move that out, obviously. And then, so move that out. Move that out. Move this over here. And then start building a room over here. So that being said, I should probably go ahead and start putting my nest boxes over here instead of over here, because this will be a room for the newcomers on this side. So basically 1, 2, 3 from the third beam over, will be the room. That'll work. Yeah. So this is what I call my chicken mansion. It's mostly built out of recycled material or repurposed material. The rocks came from the land. I bought the cement. All the pallets are obviously repurposed. The deck wood was repurposed. 2 or 3 of the 4x4s in the corners were repurposed. I think I bought one. Oh, the the baseboards, I bought them. The rafters, I bought them because I didn't have any original repurposed ones that were long enough. The plywood, I bought that. The sheet metal on top I bought this. This was built out of repurposed deck material. These I got from the hardware store, the reject boards that they use to secure the straps for the lumber. And they also use it to keep the lumber off the ground. I collected a bunch of those, and I faced the grooved that direction so the chickens and guineas can roost, and they can put their claws around like this and kind of give them something to hold on to, grip onto. So it's kind of like a handle. So I did that on all of these all the way up. And so that's all recycled and repurposed. I did buy the deck screws. The plastic is repurposed. And the sheet metal on the outside is repurposed. Oh, the doors is all brand new material. Some of that hard cloth screen and at the bottom I got chicken wire. Some of that is brand new, some of it is repurposed. But yeah, all of this came off of the old Kaplinger building house that got arsoned. And the plastic came from the building that's at Kaplinger. So yeah. So the plastic will serve as the windows. And then basically we'll keep doing this roofing as siding all the way up. You know, till just past that ridge, because I want to cover up that corner. So I was going to go just to the top of this plywood, but now I'm going to need to go a little higher. So I'm going to go a little higher. Cover that plastic up there at the bottom. And then I'll put some more wood around the top to keep the plastic protected from coons ripping it apart at the top. If they can get up there. CYOA. So, yeah. So I just want to make sure I'm going to overlap the plastic. I'm not worried about too much water getting back there behind the plastic. But I mean, I don't know. I might. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the metal over the plastic. It'll look better. So I'll put the metal over the plastic all the way around. Make it look uniform. Not that anybody cares what it looks like, but it doesn't have to look perfect or beautiful. I just want it to look kind of uniform, if that makes sense. And I do got a piece of scrap that I can put on this ridge over the door. I think that's called a ridge. I don't know. But yeah, basically just do that all the way around. So I'm starting from the front, working my way in the back. And then on the back side, where they meet, oh, I don't have any wrapping yet, but it'll wrap around. And then in the middle, there'll be a gap, and I'll just put the last piece over that gap in the middle. Boom, 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 all the way up. And then, you can see this side's thicker. I got hard cloth and chicken wire up here. Double layered, triple layered, or quadruple layered on the corners. But it's double layered down here because this is the stop fighting. I know who's the culprit. She is. That's why she's jumpy. She knows she's in trouble. You be nice. So anyway. So yeah, that's that. So we'll start here. Wrap around the back. And then go up from there. So it's pretty much done. Just gotta finish it. And then, oh, at the top, before the cat's interrupted, I'm going to build bat houses around the outside. So that first piece of wood will protect the plastic. And then I'm going to go out from there and have like a little gap in between each board and just go around the outside and build little like bat houses up there for the bats to hang out. And they'll sleep up there during the day while the guineas and the chickens and whatever's out here eating bugs. And then at night, when all the birds are in, the bats will be out here flying around eating nighttime bugs. Yeah. And our bug problem will be solved. Yeah. And the cats keep down the mice. They also eat some bugs too. And the goats will keep down the weeds. And of course, so will the guineas. Cat Cats might eat some weeds, but not very many. And that's about it. So this is a little pallet shed I made for the feed. And then I got another pickup truck topper over here. I want to build another shed over here for the battery bank. I'm going to eventually put solar panels on top of this coop and build a solar shed right here. And then have my battery bank in here. And then I'll have electricity back here for what was the kitchen area. It'll still be kind of a hangout area back here probably. But yeah, but we'll have electricity back here. And then I'll run a power cord over to this area, which used to be our kitchen area. Now it's crappy junk area for now. But eventually I'll fix this, clean this up, and it'll be just a hangout area. Or, you know, we could still cook out here, have like a grill and a fire pit here. It'll just be a hangout spot. If I get the property next door, which I don't think I'm gonna, I'll build the road on the property line. Otherwise, the road's gonna come down the middle here. Split. I'm gonna have 2 gardens here, potentially. Probably not at this point. But who knows? I mean, like I said, I was working on a sustainable community here, and these were going to be gardens. Now that it's not a sustainable community anymore, I'm not doing that crap. I do have 4 trees back here, so I might maybe turn this into my little orchard back here. I've got 2 pear trees and 2 legume trees. I'd like to get some plum trees. What the heck? A deer antler. Either the neighbor's dog brought this over, or it had to have been the dog. Eat it, Mimi. Luckily, this neighbor's dog is decent. I had a couple dogs here at one time, protecting my flock, my herds. But then the last neighbor moved in, and his dog started coming over and killing my fowl. And then basically taught my dogs to kill the fowl. And so then my dogs ended up doing it. So I had to get rid of my dogs. Well, I got rid of the oldest one, but then the youngest one started doing it. And then so we tied him up and came up with the idea of letting him run at night while the birds are up, which is what we should have did with Coco too, but didn't think about it then. So basically, while the birds were out, we tied the dog up, and then at night when the birds are up, we let the dog run. But then the dog got run over. So there's that. But anyways, yeah, if I'd have thought about that with Coco, I'd have kept Coco, because she was a good dog up until the neighbor moved in and his dogs taught Coco to kill the birds. Before that, she was great with the birds. She never did anything. She never hurt them. She never acted like she was going to hurt them. Nothing. But, yep. Anyways. But she didn't know any better. She thought they were friends. She didn't know they were food till the neighbor moved in. And their dogs, yeah, corrupted her. And I had to get rid of her, which is sad. But at least I didn't put her down. I found her a new home, so that was good. And then Snickers ended up getting run over. But anyways, that's the guinea chicken whatever coop. And that's the chicken yard. So what we're going to do, we'll put the teenagers in that little coop, clip their wings again. Get the adults, put them in the big coop with the little coop. Clip their wings. And basically just get them acclimated to each other and the coop. And they say you want to keep guineas locked up for 6 months to get them acclimated to the property. So we're not going to be able to let them out till spring. So we'll have to buy more feed and make sure they got plenty of water through the winter. But, you know, while they're inside, we could be working on the outside, finishing it up, getting it ready for the bats in the spring as well. Get the facial board up and put the bat houses up. And we'll be good to go. Yeah, and then I got automatic chicken doors. So I'll install those as well in the front, in the doors. And then they're solar powered automatic chicken doors. So I might be able to hook them into these solar panels when I get them done. But meanwhile, they come with the solar panel. And yeah, come spring, I'll have the automatic chicken doors set up so the guineas can come and go. So it's mostly going to be a GuineaRoo Coop. So we'll have the roosters over here and the guineas over here. And then the chickens will have, the hens will have, chicken hens we'll have over at Kaplinger. And just keep the roosters and the guineas over here. Alright, anyways. Sun's coming up. You see the lightning a little bit. It wants to rain. It's nice and cool right now. I hear a rooster in the background. So hopefully it stays cool and we can get this coop ready for the guineas today. And maybe go get the guineas today. If not, we'll get them tomorrow. Alright, bye. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention on the video. There's probably other things I forgot to mention, but yeah. I don't know what that was all about. Right now I have these 55-gallon drums, barrels, for rainwater collection. But as soon as this coop's done, I'm going to set up 275-gallon totes. And then I'll put a gutter up here, and I'll gutter that into a system. And then we will run a pipe through here and into the coop for a self-watering system. Gravity-fed self-watering system. And then we'll have basically one of two things. We'll either have like a a float system that they do for dog watering bowls, or we'll do the traditional chicken guinea float stuff. Oh, this is poison ivy. I better rip it out before Laura gets here. She's allergic. And then I'll wash my hands in fish water. Should be okay. I'm not allergic, so it doesn't bother me none. And I left my pruning shears at Kaplinger. But the guineas, and between the guineas and the goats, they'll eat all this stuff down, so Laura won't have to worry about the poison ivy no more. Or anyone else who comes to the land, for that matter. The skeeters are out. So I'll just tell her to stay away from this pallet. This is where the poison ivy is. But I'll get it away from here, so she don't have to worry about getting close to the pallet. But I got some essential oils too that will take care of the poison ivy if she gets it again. She got it a week or so ago and broke out pretty bad. But then I had to put my essential oils on and stuff, and it went away in like a couple days. Last time she got poison ivy, she had to go to the hospital. So my oils work, that's for dang sure. So yeah, even if you are allergic to poison ivy really bad, try essential oils before you go to the hospital. It might work for you. Alright, that's the bulk of it. She should be fine. Now make sure, now let me throw this stuff that I ripped off earlier all over the fence. Alright, cool. Wash my hands real good. Alright. So yeah, she should be here any minute. And then we'll get on that plastic. And then I've got 2 pieces of metal left over here. That's one reason why I have a lot of junk. I repurpose stuff. Saves me money in the long run. There's all the metal from the house that got arsoned. So I just got to flatten it out and put it up. I'm just using it for siding. This is my scrap metal section. There's some good stuff still here. The rest of it we're going to recycle. So like this piece here, I could put over the door. And these 2 pieces I'll put over the corner. So I got another piece underneath this one. But these 2 pieces I'll put in the corners for now to keep the coons from getting in. And keep the guineas from getting out. And then until I get the metal on the sides and get it all covered up. So yeah. It's going to take a little longer to flatten this stuff out. And get it ready to put up. And I'll need help. I don't really need a lot of help, but I just need someone to hold it for me while I do the work, basically. Yeah, basically it was all mangled up. I just took a rubber mallet and pounded it out as best I could. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's gonna look rustic.